Week 12 of the National Football League. And we have Dante Jackson.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
First play, and Wilson wants to throw it. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Now a Carolina native, former Tar Heel, it's Javonte Williams. And he gets this to the 35, good for a gain of 5. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. We see Carolina's offense getting set for their first possession here. And at quarterback, his 2nd season with the Panthers, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Darnold on 1st down. A quick throw, but incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Darnold on 3rd down. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. The Panthers hit 4 and 7 now in the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. First carry for the Oklahoma State man, Chuba Hubbard. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And that will be incomplete. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A first carry now for Chase Edmonds. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And a loose football. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll run on first down. Edmonds. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. On third down, here's Williams. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, second down. A check on the numbers last week for Hubbard. 22 carries, 103 in the yardage department.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
On first down, Darnold. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. some room to work. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins. And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On first down, it's Darnold. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. On second down, here's a run with Hubbard. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball? Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Darnold now to throw. And this one's incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Looking underneath. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. He's now lost fumbles in back-to-back weeks. And, of course, you remember last week's game, such a close affair. That hurt him. Hurt him in a big way, and it is so key to take care of the ball because, remember, the team making the fewest mistakes usually wins the game. So you got to take care of the ball, lock it away, high and tight, as you often hear from running back coaches. 4 points of pressure, fingertips, forearm, biceps, sternum, or chest. Put it away. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. On first down, Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. On second down, Williams. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he stopped immediately there. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Still searching for that first breakthrough, and I thought this might be it. But it's not to be, and we're still scoreless. The Carolina offense about ready to go. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. That caught by Tremble. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. A give running right. It's Hubbard. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now Darnold. Quick slant caught by Moore. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. 44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Giovanni Ricci, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Panthers post the first points in the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks or the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then tonight and see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Wilson. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 40-yard line. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that is incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at it. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. This is fielded at the 27. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver's offense ready to go again. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
23 yards on the play.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now it's Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to move the sticks with a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the 1st down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again here. Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. The 30. 10. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away from the 6.
So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Broncos. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. And he whips that one incomplete there. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Darnold. Got a man, that's Rashard Higgins. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. It's really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
Straight ahead with Hubbard. Takes it to about the 37. Second down, another chance for Hubbard.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore.
And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now it's Darnold. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A shotgun snap for Darnold. There's Trimble, the tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Darnold. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
They'll run for it. It's Hubbard. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's got some space here. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. It's a Carolina 1st down on a gain of 16.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. To the right side, and he's got Moore complete. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And it's now 21-0. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the 2nd half. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their 25-yard line. Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. J.C. Horn up to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It got his man complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Edmonds going to get the handoff here on the option. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Javonte Williams, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the third quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30, here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Darnold. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw it, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter. But that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams.
Down to the 41.
From the 41, Wilson. This one complete to the running back, Chase Edmonds.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Williams. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. This offense so far on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Chase Edmonds from 6 yards away. And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now on 2nd and 13, Darnold. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their 35-yard line. And he is going to lose yardage here. Wrecking the defense there was Brandon Smith. Back to stop him before he got to the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Wilson finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. On 1st down, they'll start out with Hubbard. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Darnold now to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Here's Johnny Hecker now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 42. Throwing is Wilson. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now it's Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Chase Edmonds, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. A A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here at their own 25-yard line. They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Darnold. This pass complete to Higgins. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
To throw is Darnold. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the fourth quarter. After the interception, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. A gain of 19 yards. 1st down, Denver.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
So here now is Brandon McManus in a big spot. This for the lead in the final stages. The kick by McManus is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So Darnold and the Panthers now down 24-21, a little over 80 ticks to go. Now they need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Darnold. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up. Pass complete to Higgins, and they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. Just have to do a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Denver, the win gets them a step closer.